Okay, sorry, I didn't know if it was recording or not. So this is gonna be my test for video. This is gonna be the first video, like I've done the past couple tests. I do have my outline. I will put the link in the entry box like I did prior test, but yeah. Okay, so for the first one, for the first video, it says, it's about the First Amendment. We grew up learning about the First Amendment like our whole lives. That was, whenever we would learn about the First Amendment in school, it'd be like, oh, like, this is the most important one because it teaches you your rights, like your freedom of speech rights and all that. Um, I think that it was frowned upon a lot in school to learn what wasn't considered freedom of speech. Maybe up until we were a little bit older to understand. I'm sorry, there's ketchup on my shirt. That's why I'm folding it, because I was just eating. But yes, um, the First Amendment protects the rights of us against interference through the government with freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, and the right to petition the government. That's me quoting the First Amendment. Whenever things are not protected through the freedom of speech through the First Amendment, people call it unprotected speech. Some examples of unprotected speech would be like true threats, which is just like you going up to a like you like you can't just walk into a movie theater and scream fire if there's not seriously a fire, because you're putting people's lives in danger. Whenever people think that they are going to be in a fire, they're going to run, and it'll just cause a big chaos. So you can't do things like that without expecting a sort of like repercussion because of it. Another example would be defamation, which is like just purposely harming someone's reputation. If you can't just go online and lie about someone's life and expect them not to be able to press charges against you because of it. One of the examples in the government that I feel like really show whenever things started being taken away from the freedom of speech is Miller versus California in 1973. Is an example of obscenity, which is one of the unprotected rights in the freedom of speech in the First Amendment. According to an OES article that I read over Miller versus California, Miller was convicted of starting a mass production of adult content, which was illegal in California. It The whole situation aroused a problem where they were like, should he be protected through the First Amendment for, I guess, freely expressing his content. After the court, after the case went to court, he was obviously convicted and he went to jail. 5 and 4 of the court decided that obscene materials did not convey or connect with the First Amendment. So basically, he wasn't allowed to do that, and he was convicted. And that was one of the first times in the courts that I realized that the First Amendment wasn't fully protecting all of your rights, because there's places where they're not going to be protected. But yes, that's it for my first video. I'll do a second video.